Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetty.
Our headlines today. Good morning, it's Friday, June the 11th. Our main story this morning, the UK will start delivering COVID vaccines to the world's poorest countries in the next few weeks after committing to donate 100 million surplus doses over the next year.
The Prime Minister made the promise ahead of the G7 summit, which begins in Cornwall today, and urged other countries to follow suit. Our diplomatic correspondent James Landale has more. The Prime Minister says that he and President Biden are working together on the case of Harry Dunn, who was killed after his motorbike collided with a car driven by a US citizen.
Local public health leaders are urging the government to delay the final lifting of coronavirus restrictions in England planned for later this month.
The Association of Directors of Public Health is warning that fully unlocking on the 21st of June risks an increase in hospital admissions and could reverse progress that has already been made. Matt Graveling has more.
A British woman who was attacked by a crocodile in a Mexican lagoon last weekend is now out of a medically induced coma.
28-year-old Melissa Laurie was saved by her twin sister Georgia, who fought off the reptile by repeatedly punching it in the face. Let's get more from our Mexico correspondent. As we said yesterday, lots of people with boxes on their heads.
Yeah.
Because that was the best way to see it. I wonder if Matt was doing that. I mean, and it was cloudy, as Charlie said. Quite cloudy today as well, Matt. Morning.
Matt, thank you very much. See you later on.
Now, it is coming up to 6:15. Good morning to you. So lots of businesses anxiously awaiting the government's announcement on Monday, which will tell us whether the relaxation of restrictions will go ahead as planned in full on the 21st of June.
So Ben is at a pub in...
Lovely gentleman remembering his friend Terry. And it just shows that big sporting events, doesn't matter if you're not a football fan generally or ever, you know, Justin was speaking there. These big sporting occasions, they just bring people together.
It's very moving, that, isn't it? Because in previous times, you might have had a piece like that, which, you know, albeit that it's fantastic and emotional because you support your team, it doesn't have that edge to it.
No.
That moment, that little... thank you, Justin, for sharing that with us, because it caught him by surprise. You could just tell because the emotions are raw.
It's coming up to 6:30. Time to find out what's happening in terms of news, travel and weather, wherever you are, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Hello, welcome back. You're watching Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetty.
Let's see what's coming up in the programme.
Boris Johnson speaking to our political editor, Laura Koonsberg there. And, of course, we're going to be talking to Charlotte Charles a little later on, who is the mother of Harry Dunn, on this programme. That will be around 8:30.
Time now is 6:38. Let's pick up on one of the other main stories today. Public health officials are warning that if the government continues with its plan to lift COVID restrictions in England later this month, hospital numbers could increase.
The Association of Directors of Public Health is calling for a delay to the roadmap and extension of current measures.
So let's get...
First of all,
enjoy that,
Mike.
Mike.
Are going to get on.
See you later.
Yep.
6:48 the time. That means it's time for us to have a chat with Matt. How's the weather looking? Talk us through it, Matt.
I didn't know that.
No.
I didn't know. It could happen. If
very
it gets
close.
to 29, it could happen.
We'll be watching it very closely, and I'll be here all
Sure you
weekend to
will.
watch it too.
Sure you will. Matt, thank you so much. See you later.
Right now, 6:51. So the novelty of online meetings maybe has worn off a bit for most of us by now, but maybe not if you work with Nick Gimetta.
Now, from Wonder Woman to Where's Wally, he has been dressing up as different characters for his morning video calls since last May. He's been raising money for charity.
Today, he has put on his 100th and final, we're told, outfit. We'll be talking to him in just a moment. First, let's have a look at some of the costumes he's worn over the past year.
Fabulous. You're tickled by the music, aren't you?
It's the Ben Hill music, isn't it?
Those of a certain age will remember that. Now, Nick, a.k.a. Fancy Dress Dad, joins us now. Nick, I must say, for your 100th, 100 days, it's a lot. It's a lot of time. What was your favourite costume for tomorrow? Time now, 14 minutes past 7. We have been hearing this morning 100 million doses of the COVID vaccine will make their way to countries worldwide over the next year. This after the UK government pledged to share its surplus. Now, the Shadow Foreign Secretary, Lisa Nandy, joins
Exciting.
makes a change, doesn't it?
It's the furthest I've travelled as Shadow Foreign Secretary in 14 months.
Is it?
Pretty much, yeah.
How does it feel?
It's exciting to be out and about again, but I'm quite looking forward to the day that I can go abroad and start meeting some leaders.
Yeah, well, we've got the leaders here at the moment with the G7. Of course, that begins today. And one of the things coming out of that is this 100 million vaccines going out to as a surplus as part of this COVAX project. What would Labour have offered? The idea of vaccinating over the next year. Our political correspondent Adam Fleming was saying earlier that there have been complaints or concerns by countries saying we need the vaccine now. But you agree with Boris Johnson's strategy, this government strategy, that over the next year is the correct one?